In one of the quietest corners of Amsterdam, hidden away from the tourists and lights, there was a small alley. Forgotten by the city, unnoticed by most. But if you ever walked through it during the night, you might have seen something unusual. A faint white mark on an old wall, a pair of eyes drawn in chalk, staring back at you. That alley had a secret, and her name was Eleanor. No one really noticed Eleanor during the day. She moved like a shadow, head down, eyes low, footsteps soft. Her neighbours barely remembered the sound of her voice. She didn't laugh, didn't greet, didn't knock on anyone's door. Some thought she was mute, others thought she was just strange, but none of them knew what she became after dark. Every night, when the world fell asleep and the city lights faded into silence, Eleanor would walk out of her apartment with a small piece of chalk in her hand. Her hands were always trembling, not from cold, but from something deeper, something she never spoke of. She would walk to the same wall behind her building, cracked, old, and crumbling. And she would draw, slowly, silently, like someone trying to breathe through colours. But her art was not beautiful in the traditional sense. She didn't paint flowers or stars or soft dreams. She painted fear, screaming faces, tear-streaked eyes, hands reaching out, frozen in silence. The wall became her diary. Each drawing, a memory she couldn't say out loud. Each face, someone she couldn't forget. For months, people ignored her. But then the whispers started. A shopkeeper said, "She draws spirits." A woman muttered, "There's something wrong with her." No one asked why she did it. No one cared enough to look closer. Until one night, she painted a face that stopped hearts. It was different from the rest, too detailed, too familiar. The face of a man. Broad forehead, sharp jaw, tired eyes, and a scar above his left eyebrow. He was not a stranger. He was her stepfather. The same man who smiled at neighbours, the one who worked at a local school, the man everyone trusted. But in Elena's drawing, he looked like a monster. Not because of horns or blood, but because of the truth in his eyes. The kind of truth people pretend not to see. That night, she stayed longer than usual, staring at that face, as if wondering, should she have drawn it? The next morning, the wall was clean, not smudged, not faded, clean, as if it had been scrubbed by someone desperate to erase something permanent. And Eleanor was gone. No notes, no suitcase missing. Her tiny apartment still had warm tea on the table, but the girl had disappeared like smoke. The neighbourhood searched for a few days. Police came, asked questions, took photos. But there were no answers, no clues. Only that empty wall, and the memory of a face no one wanted to admit they recognised. Time passed, seasons changed, people moved on. But far away, in Paris, something unexpected happened. At a quiet gallery on a rainy evening, a painting was unveiled. It showed a man's face, dark shadows across his cheek, eyes that haunted the viewer, a scar right above the left brow. It was him, the same man. Underneath the painting, a title was written in small, trembling letters, "The Truth No One Believed." The room fell silent. People stared. Critics called it a masterpiece. They said it was bold, raw, revolutionary. It sold for over €2 million. But no one knew the artist, no signature, no origin, just the truth hanging on a wall. A few visitors from Amsterdam recognized the face. They felt the chill. They remembered the girl, but no one spoke her name out loud. Because the truth is, truth makes people uncomfortable, and Elena had painted it with her silence. Some say she escaped, that someone helped her disappear. Others say the man in the painting found her first. Some believe she's alive, painting under another name, leaving pieces of her story across galleries in whispers of chalk and shadow. But no one knows for sure. If you walk those alleys now, the wall is still there, cracked, empty, quiet. But if you touch it gently, run your fingers along the cold stone. Sometimes you'll feel a rough patch, like a line once drawn, but never forgotten. And if you listen close, you might hear the faintest whisper carried by the wind telling you can erase a wall, but not the truth.